Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I hope you would be safe and sound inside your homes. Dear students, a day before, a young and energetic teacher of Wilgam, Mr. Ghulam Nabi Bhatt, passed away after a brief illness. It was a shock to general, and in particular, it hit hard the teacher community. May his soul fetch eternal peace and prosperity, and may Allah also give courage to the bereaved family to bear this sudden demise. Dear students, schools are reopening shortly from March 1st, and there would be physical classroom teaching, inshallah, and the loss you met with during the last academic year would be inshallah compensated by extra efforts, by extra hard work. Dear students, you have to also do extra hard work. You have to concentrate hard to compensate the loss you met with. Dear students of class 11th, subject political science, today we are dealing with very important topic in your political science, that is the directive principles of state policy. Dear students, the part 4th of the Indian Constitution from Article 36 to 51 deals with the directive principles of state policy. And this concept has been borrowed or was borrowed from the Irish constitution. But a question arises, what are the directive principles of state policy? Dear students, they are the guidelines for the federal units or the states to go for the welfare of the people. They are not the fundamental rights, they are the fundamental in the governance of the state, and directions, guidelines are given to every federal government or federal institutions to make the laws and policies and keep these directive principles, which are 15 in number, almost in mind while drafting policies and framing laws in the state. Dear students, so you have to simply keep in mind that directive principles of the state policy has been borrowed from the Irish constitution, and they are well mentioned in the part 4th of Indian constitution from article 36 to 51. These are guidelines or the directions given to the state governments or federal institutions to work for the welfare of the people, and while framing laws and policies in a state, you must keep these things in these directions or these guidelines in mind. Dear students, the main purpose of these directive principles of state policy is that there should be welfare of the people. And when there is a welfare of the people, automatically or ultimately there is a nation building. There is the prosperity of nation or prosperity of the whole sovereign state. Dear students, for example, the state should go for the means to eradicate inequalities in the income. The wealth should be not concentrated in the hands of the few, and state should develop the adequate means of livelihood for all. And there should be equal pay for men and women if they are engaged in the same work, and the children should be allowed to grow in a healthy manner, and there should be no exploitation to the children, any kind of exploitation. So the main purpose of directive principles of state policies are that there should be the welfare of the people, or it is the concept of the welfare state. Welfare state concept means there should be a welfare of people, and when the welfare of the people is there, the state will definitely prosper, state will definitely flourish, and it will progress hard. Dear students, these fundamental rights, these are not the fundamental rights just in case you are given the fundamental rights from Article 14 to 35, and these rights are justiciable if these are violated by any agency. You can move to the court, even the Supreme Court of India under Article 32 of the Indian Constitution, and even you can go to the State High Court under Article 2 to 6 of the Indian Constitution. But remember, directive principles of state policy are not justiciable. If you are not getting the benefits of the directive principles of state law or these guidelines, you can't move to the court of law. So the main difference between the fundamental rights and the directive principles of state policy is that fundamental rights are justiciable, whereas the directive principles of state policies are not justiciable. And during the emergency, when the fundamental rights are suspended, except the right to life, these directive principles of state policy remain intact. Dear students, I am repeating the things for you so that you can grasp the concept well. The part 4th of Indian Constitution from Article 36 to 51 deals with the directive principle of the state policy, and the concept of directive principles of state policy has been borrowed and or was borrowed from the Irish Constitution. There are almost 15 directive principles of state policy, or they are in the form of guidelines, and these guidelines are only meant for to make a state a welfare state, and one should go for the welfare of the people. For example, the state should provide adequate means for holistic development of a person. There should be the gaps between poor and rich should be minimized. The inequalities in income should be minimized, and state should go for these means where the livelihood for all is created. Their children should be allowed to grow in a healthy manner and develop in a healthy manner, and the concentration of the wealth should not be in a few hands. And by doing this, while making or drafting the policies or making the laws in the state, the lawmakers or the policymakers have to keep these guidelines in the mind so that ultimately the welfare state concept would come and there would be the welfare of the people. Dear students, this is a brief introduction about the directive principles of the state policy. Hope you might have grasped the concept. In case of any query or confusion that may strike your mind after watching this video, you can call me on 7006 671106 or WhatsApp me on the same number. And when you forward your query by any means, by WhatsApping, by calling, within short duration of time, your query or confusion shall be cleared. But better is to see these things on your available political science reference books so that you can grasp the concept well. Self study and hard work, and by remaining busy with the books, is the mantra in your hands to understand every bit. Dear students, you have to work hard, you have to put extra efforts to take your boat to the bank. Dear students, a teacher Ghulam Nabi passed away. You should also Pray for his eternal prosperity so that his soul would be in complete peace and prosperity in the eternal abode. Thanks. Be balanced.